Hi, welcome to the pen tool demo. Woo, say that 5 times fast. And what people mostly hate about Illustrator is the pen tool. Uh, it's not as easy as some people think. We've kind of talked around it, done demos outside of it. And we're going to dive on in because the pen tool can be really great. So if you're an Illustrator, keyboard shortcut P is your pen tool, and it looks like a nibbed pen. And if you pull under, you can add anchor points, delete anchor points. There's the convert anchor point tool, this case called the anchor point tool. And then there is this guy, but we're just going to do it with the regular pen tool. And the pen tool, you have anchor points, and you have paths between them. And essentially, they keep going as you go. You can keep an open line, or you may close it back up. Now, when working with the pen tool, you're working with fill and stroke. So I think it's best to work with a no fill and a stroke of the color you want. You can always make these adjustments later. That way, let's show you the bright color. If you have a fill, it's trying to fill an open path, and it does something like that. Now, that may be an effect you're really into, but it might be easier just to work on that later and adjust your fill and stroke at the last point. So zoom in a little. So there's some different things. So if you keep going, you can make a straight line. If you hold down Alt or Option, you can end your point. And so you don't have to continue on over. If you're placing an anchor point and you're holding down your mouse, you can pull and click and drag, and you can create handles. And if you do your convert anchor point tool, which I'm holding down Alt or Option, and you can adjust your handles. I like using the direct selection tool the best, because then I can edit the anchor point. Sometimes they double click it and really play around. And you can take your line and modify it. Again, you can do this with any sort of point. But how to get comfortable with the pen tool. So I have several pages in the zip file. There's also going to be links to these 2 games that Adobe puts out to help get comfortable with the pen tool. The pen tool is difficult. It is not going to be easy. So if you have ever worked on Classroom in a book, this page may look familiar with you, and I just took it from there, and we're going to work on it. So if you open up your layers, you have a template layer that's locked, and then a layer for practice. That's the layer we're going to work on. So we're going to pull up a pen tool, I'm going to fill none, and I'm just going to choose a different color. I might increase my stroke weight just a little so I know where I'm working. And if your smart guides are on, it's going to nest, which will be easier. So you're just going to click on the boxes, kind of like connect the dots. And when you're done with your line, it's kind of got a hanger going on. Hold down Alt or Option and click, and it signifies you're done. So I always trace on top. I might zoom out a little so I could see both. And if I have my anchor, see, when I have my smart guides on, it's going to give me that magenta highlight to where I'm going. And just match it up there. And then I have my line. If you hold down Shift, it's going to give you straight lines. So for this, I'm just holding down Shift the whole time. And again, you don't have to be exact, because we're just taking it as sort of a guideline. So this is how you're going to add a curve or an arc. So we're going to click, and I'm holding down and drag to that point. I'm going to click to here, click and drag, hold down Alt. So click and drag, click and drag. Close. Again, these things are going to be difficult. Artboard 4. Again, click, drag, click, drag, click, drag, click, drag. If I go a little crazy, I can always edit them at the end. And getting those perfect curves, it's going to be a little difficult at first. So this is something you can see even I need practice on. But you can always use your direct selection tool. So I use something like this to kind of pull that handle in to get it kind of matched nicer. And this is what I like about Illustrator is nothing's permanent, and you can make as many changes as I like. It's a little off, I can just move it over. Just make my adjustments as needed. It looks so much nicer. To make these kind of lines, kind of click, drag, click, drag, so you pull it the opposite way. And then this, you need to kind of click back again, click, click, drag, click, drag, click. Let's actually read the directions. I don't do this too often. So, click and drag from the anchor point when the pointer reaches the red. So do that one. When the pointer reaches the red dot, release the mouse button. It's the Alt or Option. Drag away from the anchor point on the path from the cold dot. This is having you click and drag, hold down the Alt or Option, click on that, drag up, so you're resetting that handle. Hold Alt or Option, drag up, so you're resetting that handle, and so on and so forth. Click, drag up. And again, sometimes you have to kind of start all over. Down, click back on that anchor point, click, drag up, click, drag down, hold down Alt or Option, back to the anchor point, hold up, click, drag down, hold Alt or Option, click, drag up, click, drag down, Alt or Option to reset that line. So we're going to drag down from the anchor point we set and adjust the curve and release. So I'm going to drag up, down, drag down. You click back on that anchor point to reset. Then down, back in here, drag up. Click back on the anchor point to reset. Click back up. A little wonky. Click, drag up. Click, drag down. Reset that anchor point. Click, drag up. Or reset. Click. Reset. Over. Down. Click up. Reset. Over. Again, if you're a little wonky, you can fix it later. So that is the first one. Again, that's a little awkward, but we're going to try the next one, which is the pen tool practice. So I'm going to set my fill to none, my stroke up a little. I'm going to check my layers. Again, we're on the drawing layer, not the instruction layer. So I'm going to make a triangle, pen tool, click, 1, 2, 3, back to 1. And that's a closed shape. Again, this is like connect dots. I'm going to click, drag to release, to 3, click, drag to release, 5, click, to release, 7, click, drag to release. Again, kind of messed up, so we're going to go back. Click, drag, release, click, drag, release, click back to 1, drag to release. Now we have a circle. 1, 2, click back on, drag. Again, this is sort of that reset. And hold Alt or Option. Over here, 1, 2, release the mouse, 4, 3. Alt or Option to end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, release. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, so these are a couple of different options. And lastly, if you want a challenge, this is from Adobe, and this is a complicated one, but if you want more practice with the pen tool, I recommend that. I challenge you to try to learn to draw with the pen tool. Have patience with it. It's not going to be easy. I will put another video that I did, or the videos that I did for the Classroom Notebook series linked, and see if that helps a little bit more understanding the pen tool. They may be a little out of context if you're not in the Classroom in the Book series. I hope you enjoy. Definitely have practice. Try to trace things. Try to see what you can create with the pen tool and become more comfortable with it. I find being comfortable with the pen tool has allowed me to enjoy Illustrator a lot more.